Very fine. Oh yeah, you're coming in very strong, very nice. Champagne, there northwest corner of it, and Mike on the rig. The rig here is a Yaesu, the FTDX 3000, and I'm running into the Yaesu linear, the Victor Lima 1000, or the salesman's terms, the Quadra. I've had it, oh golly, quite a few years now. I bought it in 2008, so it's doing real good, and been very pleased with it. There makes a lazy person out of you. I kind of miss running the knobs and tuning it, but the antenna's just inverted to be pretty flat, actually. It's up only 33 foot. But, yeah, where are you located? Again, to handle Frank, they're in Champaign.
Okay, Frank, well, very nice to meet you. You're running 20/9 here, and your radio sounds very good, audio's good, and good balance on your tone and all of that. And my QTH is Canton, Illinois. We're about, I would say, 130, 140 miles west of you. I used to live in Danville, and Danville's about 30 miles east of you. And so anyway, I don't know if you call this line of sight, but you're doing a really good job. I mean, I'm running a little ICOM 7300 with the matching mic SM30, and basically just barefoot, about 100 watts into an NSAID wire. So I'll turn it back to you, W8 Echo, Quebec. Bravo here is Kilo, Echo 9, India, Juliet.
Yeah, okay.
Well, good evening. Figured I'd get on for a little bit tonight and see if we can play some radio here in 40 meters. Hopefully. Nice QSO going on that frequency that I opened with. I'm gonna flip stuff over and find a frequency and get on the way.
Okay. Took an awful long time for me to get my audio set up and to get it correct. And I came across on the Heil Sound website settings to use, and I started off with those, and I turned around and I tweaked them a little better, or at least I think so, to what it sounds like to myself in the headset. Over.
Should have audio now, right, Andy?
I'm using the preset audio on the Kenwood, and I don't know much about it, and I'm sure, I'm hoping that it'll all change once I get my system set up, but I'm doing the best I can with what I got, which isn't much, so hi, right? Yes, sir.
Oh yeah. I mean, what can you do? I mean, you know, getting into all this audio stuff to radio was very hard for my head to translate that. I grew up around good home audio equipment, but my head could not translate that to put it to use to radio. And I spent a lot of time listening to a buddy of mine who's major into audio, and conversations that he's had with people, and stuff that he's talked about, and it finally clicked. On my QRZ page at the very bottom, there's one specific video that my buddy Doug, KBT-UKA, had with somebody that made everything click and finally started to be able to put together a halfway decent audio profile. The other problem that I was having was learning what the different settings in the EQ and the radio were doing, and specifically the bandwidth, what that was doing. Unfortunately, when it comes to somebody that's relatively new to this is, I mean, I've been licensed since '93, but this is my first HF radio. And the first time that I've ever had to worry about audio. And the manual does not explain this real well. Unless you're an audio tech to begin with. Back to you there, Joe. Let's see, KC3ABH N3PKJ.
PKJ, Kilo Charlie 3 Alpha Bravo Hotel. So yeah, it's all in like for me. It's like you go do things. First you have the radio, and you're on the air, and so you try to reach out as much as you can, and so you get to a point where you run the best you can with very little resources, and that's been my case. I'm not so familiar with the audio end of it yet, but I would assume, I imagine that that time will come. I really need to get a decent antenna up, because the antenna, if you saw my antenna in my backyard, you would truly relax. It's just truly a home-built CATV cable connected up with 50-ohm cable, and it's really long and resonant on all bands. My antenna seems to, and I can talk to. But with that said, it's up and do something a little bit different and try to reach out a little farther and do my thing, you know. So that's what I'm working on now. So it's been a pleasure talking with you, Todd. You got like a great signal on your radio. It sounds like you're doing exactly what you're supposed to be doing, and as time goes by, I'm sure you'll take it even further. Your thoughts?
Yeah, most definitely. Well, you know, recommendation on antenna, you know, myself, I swear by my G5RV. It does really well on 40 and 80 and 20. And it plays really nice on 17. It plays decently on 15. And lately, but with help of space weather, it's been playing rather nicely on 10 meter. It only took me 6 years to do it, but finally got off the continent into Europe on 10 meter. And for me being at the elevation that I'm at and 400 feet sitting in a hole, I can't complain on 30 watts on FT8 into Europe on 10 meter with my G5RV. And okay, we'll let you go there, Joe. Thanks for the call, and it was nice talking to you. Enjoy the rest of your evening. 7-3 KC3ABH in 3PKJ returning.
QSL, Todd. QSL. Well, like I said, you're doing everything right. It sounds great. Your station sounds really good. Even now, and it's been a pleasure to chat with you this evening. Don't typically get the opportunity to chat so much, but it's certainly been a pleasure tonight. And you have a great evening as well. And hope 2022 treats you well. So God bless and Godspeed, and I'll call it in there. So N3PKJ, Kilo Charlie 3, Alpha Bravo Hotel. We'll say 73s and have a good night.
73 again there, Joe. QRZ, this is November 3, Papa Kilo Juliet. CQ40 meters. Any station, anywhere, CQ 40 meters. This is November 3, Papa Kilo Juliet. November 3, Papa Kilo Juliet, CQ 40. CQ40 meters. This is November 3, Papa Kilo Juliet, CQ40. CQ40 meters, CQ40 meters. Any station, anywhere, CQ40 meters. This is November 3, Papa Kilo Juliet, CQ40. CQ40 meters. This is November 3, Papa Kilo Juliet, CQ40. CQ40 meters, CQ40 meters. Any station, anywhere, CQ40 meters. This is November 3, Papa Kilo Juliet, CQ40. CQ40 meters. This is November 3, Papa Kilo Juliet, CQ40. CQ40, CQ40 meters. This is November 3, Papa Kilo Juliet, CQ40. CQ40, CQ40 meters. This is November 3, Papa Kilo Juliet, CQ40. CQ40, CQ40 meters. This is November 3, Papa Kilo Juliet, CQ40. CQ40, CQ40
So what's
meters.
up,
This is
Andy?
November 3, Papa Kilo Juliet, CQ40.
November 3, Papa Kilo Juliet.
C.
Kilo Alpha 4 Alpha Mike Papa.
Again.
Kilo Alpha 4 Alpha Mike Papa.
Kilo Alpha 4 Alpha Mike Papa. This is November 3, Papa Kilo Juliet. The name here is Todd Tango Oscar Delta Delta. I am located in northwest Pennsylvania, about 30 miles south of Erie, over.
Todd, my name is Mike. I'm in North Carolina, just pretty close to the border with South Carolina, kind of central. Over.
Okay there, Mike. Yeah, let's see. The radio here is a FT991. Next go around, I'll give you a signal report, and you're making it up here decently. Over.
Todd, you are 5'9" into North Carolina. I'm working a ICOM IC706 Mark II-G, and I'm pushing that through an 80-meter loop that's about 30 feet, maybe 35 feet up in the trees. Over.
Good deal. Yeah, well, you're a 5'8" here. Oh, wow. My mic is a little hot. But let's see. The antenna is a G5RV that's at about 25 foot in my backyard. It's configured as a inverted V. I'm just running 100 watts. The radio is a 991. The microphone is a Heil Pro Elite, and no amp, no nothing. Just 100 watts and a wire, basically. Back to you there, Mike.
Todd, I am pretty close to the same. I just became a new ham in October, so this is my first HF rig, and I'm just running the stock 100 watts with the stock microphone through some LMR 400 up to some 14 gauge that's up there in the trees. Over.
Well, it's working for you. That's for sure. Can't complain. Nice, good, solid 5'8" signal. Audio's really nice. If you're curious at all into what you sound like, I am streaming live on YouTube right now as we speak. And if you go there now, just scroll back about a minute, and you'll find the beginning of our QSO. You're the second QSO in there. Beginning of our QSO is probably about 25 minutes in, maybe. If you put in my call sign and in the search bar of YouTube, you will find my channel, and you will see that I'm live right now. Over.
Todd, that's really cool. I actually am curious to know what I sound like, but I'm parked in an easy chair right now. My phone is just about dead, but I think what I'm going to do is when I get up out of the chair tonight, I'll find your channel, and then I know usually the live streams get archived, so I should still be able to go back in there and check it out. Over.
Oh, yeah. it will be up there. If it's not there tonight, it will be there tomorrow morning. Because I know once I complete the live stream, it takes a few hours for it to render to where you can see it. Let's see. If you went there now and bookmarked it, you'd be able to pretty much get to the video at any time before it actually posts. And like I said, 26 minutes in is about the beginning of our QSO. Over.
Okay, Annie. 73, man. We'll talk to you later.
Not a problem. Yep, it will be there as long as YouTube allows it. And the way that I'm set up here, what you're listening to on the stream is the audio coming straight from my radio, ending the stream. So there's nothing done other than the noise reduction in my radio, and I am only listening at 2.4K wide. So if your audio sounds a little funky to you, that would be the reason why. I suspect, well, I probably could. I could open it up here on your next over, and then you can hear what you sound like at 3.2K wide over.
That sounds like a pretty nice setup you've got going on. Is there anything like special you do with the live streams, or you just live stream for fun? Over?
Oh, I just do it for fun. Get on, play a little bit of radio, make a few contacts, and have fun. But the basic idea of why I stream is how I got introduced to it. You know, I was curious in what I sounded like. And there was a buddy of mine down in Florida, Alex, Whiskey 7 Hotel Uniform, who also does this. And it was really nice being able to go and look at the video and actually see and hear what I sound like to him, opposed to just, having the, oh, well, you're 5'9".
That is pretty cool, because, yeah, I am curious. I've got the only microphone I've got rigged up right now is the stock KA4AMP Mike, but I've been playing with the idea. I do video for a living, so I've got a couple of shotgun mics and some other mics around, and I've been toying with the idea of maybe trying to solder and wire up a different style of microphone into the icon. Over?
Good deal. Well, ICOMs are known for the audio. When you do look at this video, I have a program that's called Fixer, which is going to show you a little bit of what your audio looks like. And that's not a true representation, but it's close enough to where you can see what's going on. The exact readings, like dB readings, is not correct, because if I were to turn down the audio level output to from the radio to the computer, those levels would change, but it still gives you somewhat of an idea of what your audio actually looks like. KA4AMP N3PKJ returning.
I think we're getting a little QSP. It's starting to fade a little bit. We may be losing the band. Over?
You're still solid in here.
Well, it just came back up. There was a slight turn too. I wonder if maybe like I'm talking to somebody close or, close by on the frequencies or maybe distant off geographically may have been doubling up on you. Over.
Yeah. QSB got you a little bit there, but I heard everything you said. It can still hear you perfectly fine. It's a little bit lower signal, but nothing to worry about. Back to you there, Mike.
Dipole up for a while, it's a 40-meter dipole, and there was an older, I'm on a local club. We were on a net one night up on the VHF, and he suggested I try out an 80-meter loop. I've been really happy with the performance on it. It's almost boringly good. I'm thinking about switching it up just to try something different. Over.
I have a buddy who was using a loop. He has one of those, was it Zygu G90s? I think it's Zygu is how it's pronounced. And he's using a little bit of power, the matching amplifier that comes with it, which in the end is this 100-watt radio, and having a lot of luck. I know I like my G5RV. I surely can't complain about how well it performs. It has outdone itself, in my opinion. A lot of the stuff that I do, a lot of places I get to, I'm surprised I get to. I normally don't do a whole lot of phone activity. I do an awful lot of FT8 and FT4 activity, and I can get into some really neat places, and just most recently with the way that the sunspot cycle was being, it only took me 6 years to do it, but finally I got over to Europe on 10 meters, and I'm sitting down in a hole, where am I, like 1,200 feet, but I'm sitting in a hole, that's 400 feet at the highest to its rim, and I'm open for the most part to my southwest. But other than that, I'm at least 300 at the lowest point, the lowest highest point, and then at the highest point, which is like my direct due west, it's 400 feet to the top of that hill. So I'm in a hole. Back to you there, Mike.
Wow, Todd, that's quite a challenging situation. I'm not sure if you're hearing it, but I think there's somebody tuning up or throwing some kind of tone out there. I could copy you the whole way through, but there's a pretty loud tone coming out over at my end down here. I'm hoping they'll notice that we're here and maybe they'll go away. Over.
There's somebody trying to break in there. Let's leave them a little bit of opportunity to do so. Is there somebody trying to break in?
Hey, you got a climber there.
Repeat. KA4AMP N3PKJ. Well, back to you there, Mike. Gave whoever it was opportunity. If they didn't want to take it, that's on them.
N3PKJ, this is Kilo Alpha 4 Alpha Mike. Yeah, I heard a quick voice. They haven't come back though. Maybe we'll leave them another pause. They'll break in.
Well, once again, we'll leave the opportunity. So is somebody trying to break into the QSO? obviously not, or they don't care. Anywho, back to you there, Mike.
Yeah, we're in a part of North Carolina called the Sandhills, and it's almost dead flat in all directions for a lot of miles. I mean, even my backyard I was digging today, I got down about 2.5 feet. It was all just sand. So, I mean, I don't know for ground connectivity how that matters, but it is nice not to have to deal with the challenge with mountains and tall hills around. Over.
Yeah, well, you know, in some ways that's part of the hobby. And, you know, where I'm at, I'm literally right smack dab in the middle of my city. And it was challenging to figure out what I was going to do for an antenna. And it just so happens that my landlord owns the house next door to me to my north. So my G5RV is running north and south. The south leg of it right behind my house, and the north leg behind the house next door. And it's an inverted V. So it's, you know, not quite spread out, you know, to 102 feet, probably, I don't know, probably more like 95. Because of it being an inverted V, but it works. It gets there. You know, like when, oh gosh, FT8 I've got in New Zealand, I don't know how many times, pretty much named the band, Australia. Even got out to Pitcairn Island when the Pitcairn Island expedition was out there. And a little more recent than Pitcairn, there was that de-expedition down to South Orkney Island and worked them. And that's, you know, just using 30 watts. That's, you know, not pushing much of anything. And I think I said that on 10 meters within the past couple of 3 weeks, I finally got over to Europe. Thank you, Sunspot Cycle 25. Yeah, I sure can't complain about how my G5RV performs.
No, that sounds very impressive. I've got I've been pretty happy with the loop I've got, although I do kind of wonder how I sound in some places. You know, like I'm looking forward to hearing your recording, but I've been able to reach as far as Poland and Slovenia to make contact, but I don't know how clearly I'm coming over there. You know, you get a signal report, but sometimes I wonder how, you know, if those guys are just firing off numbers or if I'm getting a real report. Like you were saying, even the signal report really doesn't tell me about the quality of the sound they're hearing. So I just actually had my first request for a QSL card, which was flattering. There's a guy in Slovenia who needs the county I'm in. I guess he's going to the all counties in the U.S. and didn't have Scotland County, my county, yet. So he asked if I do printed cards, and I said, I had to tell him I haven't yet, but you know, if he really wanted one, if he sent me a card, I would design one and send it to him. So that's my challenge for this week is I received his card, and I have my card designed, but I've got to find some place that will print it at the right size without printing over all of the information, because I've already got all my information in the design itself. And most of the print shops that I'm seeing want me to enter all my, like my call sign, my address, and all that jazz, so that they can put it in there. But that would mess up my design. So I'm still looking for a print shop that can print them, but I'm hoping to get my card out to him sometime soon. And that was a part of the hobby I didn't think I would get into, and it looks like I may get into it. Over.
A good deal. Well, I had my cards printed at a place in the Ukraine, but I also got 1,000 cards. You know, all together with shipping and handling, I think it was like right around $80. And the guy is wonderful. If you take a look at my QRZ page, the front of my QSL card is on there, and that picture I took, and I wanted to use that picture, and he was like, yeah, fine, no problem. And I'm like, well, since I am getting 1,000 cards, and I can't guarantee my address for any length of time, because it's going to take me years to get through 1,000 cards. So I didn't want my address put on it, and he was like sent me some samples of stuff to do compared to what he normally does. And I picked one of those samples, and he printed up the cards and sent them out. I'm trying to think. Oh my gosh, I can't remember his call sign. Is it UH5? Oh, I'll find it as we talk.
Well, if you don't find it as we talk, something else you might do if you really like this guy's work is on your QRZ page, you could even put like QSL cards printed by, and give him credit there, and I could look it up. But that way also other people can see this guy does good business and does custom work. Over.
Yeah, UX5UO. That's who it is. UX5UO. There's another place in the States. I want to say it's K1 something. K1 Delta Delta November, I believe. Is somebody else that a lot of people use. It's Peak Printing in Colorado. That may be something for you to look at, depending on the amount of cards that you want to get, and what, size and what all you want to do with them. I mean, I knew what I wanted to do right off the bat, but it was nice that Grady took a little bit of time to work with me to where I could customize the back a little, which wasn't a whole lot. I mean, he just basically just did one of his normal designs and just left out the address part, and I just use a label or print it right on the card, because I can run the cards through my printer, and I have done both. I've used labels and just printed right on the card and shipped them out. Let's see, KA4AMP N3PKJ.
N3PKJ, Kilo Alpha 4 Alpha Mike Papa. Do we have somebody who wants to break in? Over.
And anybody on frequency want to break in the QSO, please do so.
Yeah, I'll have to check out the Colorado place. I'll look at that Ukraine also. I guess I've only been looking a little bit, but the short challenge I found is that most places by default kind of want to do all the layout themselves with your info. So, but it's good to know that maybe if I just contact them directly, they can print what I need and do a little bit of a custom job without having to do that much of an extra financial layout. Over.
Yeah, for me, when I was working on a local level, getting somebody to do something without spending an arm and 3 legs for card stock. Surely wasn't going to happen. So I started investigating online. And, even though that my cards were printed in the Ukraine, a one-time payment of like $85 for a thousand cards. Yeah, I'll do that. I mean, it took a little bit of time for them to get here, but I was in no hurry. And nice cards. I mean, I can send you one, for that matter. So you can see what they look like and what they are, and it's this, nothing's fancy, not even a gloss front. It's just a matte front, and just black and white on the back. The picture on the front is color. So I surely can't complain for like $85.
No, that sounds like a pretty good deal. And I did look locally. I wasn't running into, cost issues so much as everybody wants to print a 4x6. Nobody wants to do a 3.5 by 5.5. And I don't want to have to manually cut them down, but I do want to hit that standard size. It looks like a lot of guys collect these, and if I want to get on somebody's wall, I don't want to be the one that's the off, like weird size. Over.
Yeah, and that was something too, that I was running into locally. Now, that is something that they normally don't do. So, for them to have cardstock at that size, or being able to cut it at that size, or however they're getting their cardstock, was the hassle. And, one of the places locally wanted to charge me like $80 for 30 cards. And I'm like, yeah, no, that ain't happening.
Yeah, I probably looked in order at about 250 cards, only because I don't expect to get a lot of requests for them. And by the time I run out of 250 cards, I'm probably going to want to change the design anyway. Over.
I tell you, since I do an awful lot of FT8 work, the amount of cards that I get through the QSL Bureau, and that would be something for you to look into, is who is your sorter for your area, and go and buy some like I don't know what size these envelopes are that I send them. I think they're 4 by 6, I think. And a few stamps. I just got a packet here last week, for that matter, of 10 or 12 cards. In the 6 years that I've been on HF, I would have to suspect that I've gotten right close to 400 cards from the Bureau. One of my most interesting cards, though, I got direct, which was my first QSL card from Japan, which was really cool. And definitely unexpected to get it direct, and instead of coming through the Bureau. Back to you, M3PKJ.
N3PKJ, Kilo Alpha 4 Alpha Mike. We may have to terminate this. We've got some QRM that's just making conversation impossible. I missed 99% of what you just said.
Well, why don't you see if you can find a frequency that's good for you, and come back here, and I'll follow you. But I kind of suspect that the QRMer is going to follow us no matter where we go.
I suspect that's the case as well. So I'm going to say that I thoroughly enjoyed this conversation. I will catch you probably another evening at 673.
Okay there, Mike. Feel free to email me. If you want to continue the QSO on QSL cards, I can give you some other ideas. And thank you for the callback, and hopefully be able to work you again somewhere down the large book. KA4AMP N3PKJ 73.
3PKJ, Kilo Alpha 4 Alpha Mike Papa. I will check out your YouTube and 73.
Okie dokie. So QOZ, this is November 3, Papa Kilo Juliet. Any stations anywhere? CQ40, CQ40 meters. This is November 3, Papa Kilo Juliet. Any stations anywhere, CQ40 in 3 PKJ. CQ40, CQ40 meters. This is November 3, Papa Kilo Juliet. November 3, Papa Kilo Juliet, CQ40. CQ40, CQ40. This is November 3, Papa Kilo Juliet. CQ40, CQ40, November 3, Papa Kilo Juliet, CQ40. CQ40, CQ40, any stations, anywhere, CQ40. This is November 3, Papa Kilo Juliet, CQ40. CQ40, CQ40 meters. This is November 3, Papa Kilo Juliet, CQ40. CQ40, CQ40, any stations, anywhere, CQ40. CQ40, CQ40. This is November 3, Papa Kilo Juliet, CQ40. CQ40, CQ40. This is November 3, Papa Kilo Juliet, CQ40 meters. CQ40, CQ40 meters. This is November 3, Papa Kilo Juliet, CQ40. Any stations, anywhere, CQ40 meters. This is November 3, Papa Kilo Juliet, CQ40. CQ40, CQ40 meters. This is November 3, Papa Kilo Juliet.
November 3, Papa Kilo Juliet, CQ40. CQ40, CQ40 meters. This is November 3, Papa Kilo Juliet. November 3, Papa Kilo Juliet, CQ40. Any stations, anywhere, CQ40 meters.
November 2, Papa Kilo Charlie, Whiskey Delta 4, Alpha Lima Echo, Whiskey Delta 4, Alpha Lima Echo.
Whiskey Delta 4, Alpha Lima Echo. This is November 3, Papa Kilo Juliet. The name here is Todd, Tango Oscar Delta Delta. I am located in northwest Pennsylvania, about 30 miles south of Erie, or about 90 miles north of Pittsburgh. And if I have this correct, this should be Russell from Alabama, QSL.
Roger, I am in Alabama, and the noise level is, somebody else come over on you right then. I didn't get all what you said, but November 2, Papa Kilo Juliet, this is WD4ALE QSL.
Roger there, Russell. Definitely have a good copy on you. Next go around, I'll give you a signal report, over. Whiskey Delta 4 Alpha Lima Echo, did I lose you?
November 2, Papa Kilo Juliet, Whiskey Delta 4 Alpha Lima Echo. I'm going to get off, and there's another couple of guys trying to talk. I can't hear you. The noise level is high, so I'm going to bow out and let them have it. Whiskey Delta 4 Alpha Lima Echo, 73.
Okay there, Russell 73, and thanks for the call.
Well, I suspect that's going to be it. I've been on here for a little over an hour. Had a little bit of radio fun. A couple of nice quesos there. And I suppose I'm going to get out of here. 7-3 to everybody. And thanks, Andy, for stopping. And Les for stopping in. And I'm going to go watch some TV and go to bed. 7-3, everybody.